Yeah, we're here. What's going on, everybody? What is going on? What's going on, everybody? Welcome once again to the Big Time Show podcast tonight that is being seen and heard everywhere from the original home of the podcast, Podbean, and to the secondary home of the podcast, the Spotlight Sports Network. As we're joining them on all of our Facebook page and joining them on the YouTube page of the Spotlight Sports Network page, and as well as the Big Time Show YouTube page as well. Hello to those that may even be watching by Twitter. I'm there as well, and Twitch. If you want to join me from one of those, it's right there on the ticker for you. If you wherever you watch, you may want to watch them somewhere else. It's there for you. What is going on tonight? No doubt. I'm sharing. I hope that some of you will help your boy out and share to some Cowboy people who you think might be interested in looking and seeing what is going on with the Cowboys on this evening. It's a Monday night. I'm happy today was my son's birthday. We just finished eating dinner tonight. That's why I came on an hour later. Y'all forgive me, my son's birthday today, so I had to, you know, I think y'all will forgive me for that. I think you will, but if you don't, God bless you and may the Lord keep you. But I'm here just an hour later, and hopefully we can talk about a little Cowboy content on this evening. How about it, y'all? How about it? Well, let's go ahead and go to work. I mean, we ain't got time to play around with it. Y'all, do y'all feel just a little bit better? The first preseason game, it was all doom and gloom, and everybody was singing Kumbaya and sound like death had came on the franchise, and we all ready to, folk are ready to quit and already, y'all know how it was, chat lines were full, you turned on your favorite shows. You may even turn on mine and felt like it was doom and gloom. I don't know. But as I told you guys before, I don't put too much value into preseason except in just some positions. That's the way that I look at it. You may look at it differently. I will admit, though, that this is a crucial year for the Cowboys because of the way that we've built our team. We've pretty much predominantly built our team through the draft, and we are leaning on our young guys to step up rather quickly. And we're not really soliciting free agent help per se. We haven't really done it. We get this. It shocked all of us for us to finally get somebody that has a little gas in the tank with a name, and that was Anthony Barr. So it shocked most of us just to see, just to have that. And so we primarily are a draft and development football team. That's pretty much where we are. Um, you know, the guys that we do have that are our stars is because we had bad records, with the exception of Dak Prescott, who was drafted in the 4th round. Zeke Elliott was a top 5 pick. That means we had a bad year the year before. CeeDee Lamb was a top, top 15 pick, top 11 pick. The reason why we drafted at 11 because we didn't have a good year. So those kind of guys, Michael Parsons, those kind of guys come automatically with where you're picking it. What's going on? Appreciate you. Hey, I need to speak to everybody. I see you. What's up, Coach Price? I see you. Joe, what's up? Tyler, what's going on? Bruce, I see you. I ain't seen nobody else, but so we don't, when it comes to stars, pretty much our stars come through drafting. They come in already ready to play. And it is what it is. Hey, Stephen White, what's up? Talib, what's going on? I see all of you on there. What's going on? So, the Cowboys pretty much are predominantly a draft and development team. And fortunate for us, some of our guys step up big. They do. And we turn out pretty decently. We're able to keep our head above the water. And a lot of our stars are solidified. Our starting lineup is a lot. It's pretty positions that's pretty much already set. A lot of things, however, as far as depth wise, some of that is a battle still. So we still are figuring things out. The week 1 was not so good. Hey, what's up, Tabitha? Hey, I see you. Hey, Bruce. We're trying to figure out depth as far as I'm concerned. There are not too many starting positions that are open offensively and defensively. It's a matter of matchups and rotation. Okay. There are some question marks that we had that got answered in the win, our last win against the Chargers, in which the Cowboys won 32-18. One answer that everybody should know by now that, I ain't got to spend a lot of time on this, I don't think, but it's beyond the shadow of a doubt that Mr. Cavante, and I've already given him a nickname, Mr. Cavante Turbo Turbin. Let the church say Turbo. I need y'all to type that in there. Yeah, Mr. Cavante Turbo Turbin, without a doubt, slam dunked his spot on this team. There should be no question about if he's going to make the team. I don't think it was in the first place, but if there was a question, that's been answered. As a matter of fact, I think it is also answered. He's also answered the question as well as who is going to be our kick returner and punt returner, our primary punt returner and kick returner this year. I don't think there's no question. And really, to be honest with you, it should not be a question. This kid is electrified. Is no doubt about it. He did it at the USFL, where he was the MVP of the league, the entire league, for doing what he did against the Chargers. There should be no question that this kid is legit. He is a problem. He is a game changer because it's not about. It's really not about. Well, of course, it's about what he can do with the football, but also, if you're a coach, you're teaching your punter. You're teaching your punter not to kick it down the middle of the field, which opens up a lot of other things. You're trying to trap him to the sidelines. So imagine this, everybody. I'm just trying to show you the impact that this kid have because, see, That dude there, with what he did against the Chargers, he put fear into Todd Bowles, which is our week 1 opponent, when we play Tampa. Todd Bowles already know. Don't kick it to him. You see what I'm saying? They're not going to take the chance of kicking to this dude. How much more do you want to see? I mean, the tape speak for itself. If it's USFL, he'll kill you there. If it's the NFL, he'll kill you there. If it's the Arena League, he'll kill you there. Wherever he's played, he's destroyed people, doing exactly what you saw. So the book is out on him. Now, imagine week 1. Whoever Tampa's kicker is, please understand there are going to be some kicks this year that is going to go out of bounds. What does that do? Other than a punt, kickoff returns. Because you're not going to try to kick them unless you got a guy who can kick it through the end zone. That's another whole thing. But if you're kicking the ball, if you're punting the ball, you punt out of bounds, you're good. You're going to get some shank kicks this year. Because everybody, hey Keith, everybody is going to be trying to keep it away from them. And you start concentrating, you start messing up. On kick returns, you're not kicking straight to them. If you try to angle it off, some of them kicks going to go out of bounds. What does that do? They give you the ball at the 40-yard line. And it's all because of the presence of a guy that can flat out destroy you from the kicking game. That's what Turbo Turpin is going to do. If he gets the hand on his ball, if he get the hands on it, his hands on the ball, it is a great possibility that you're going to see something crazy like you saw the other day. This kid is capable of doing this. And so let's not act like, okay, Cowboy fan, how Cowboy fans are. Look, let's stop. Don't even do it to this kid. He's not going to score a touchdown every time he touches the ball. Can I just, will y'all stop? Don't even try it. Please don't get upset if he get tackled one time, y'all. Y'all Cowboy fans expect perfection every time you get the ball. This kid is gonna get something done this year. He is super dangerous. That part was solidified. Okay, I don't think nobody will question it. Even Cowboy haters recognize that this kid is different. All Cowboy haters even recognize this dude is different. And it's just obvious. He has the talent level to really make a difference and an impact on this team this year, without a doubt, no question. All right, now that part out the way, I think everybody somewhat agree with that. If you don't agree, just put it in the comments so I can see why you don't agree. I think mostly everybody agrees kind of with that statement. However, with the win, I saw something that answered a lot of questions of mine. It may didn't do it for you. I'm just talking about me. For the first time in a long time, and I understand it's a preseason game, not putting much value in a win or a loss. I was impressed with the commitment to run the ball by Kellen Moore. Now y'all know I blast him, and I understand it's a preseason game, and I understand, I get it, and I understand Dak didn't play, and Ezekiel Elliott and Tony and all the Pollard. I understand. But I have to admit, I was impressed by the commitment of running the football. I was impressed. Rico Dowd ran the ball. I love. Now a lot of y'all like Davis. That's fine. I don't have no problem with y'all liking Davis. I like him too. But I really was impressed the way Rico Dowd ran the football. Hard, wasn't flashy, really wasn't flashy. It was just consistent. 3 yards, 4 yards, maybe 5, 6 yards. Then he'll pop one for 10. But the commitment to run was there with a backup line. pretty much. I was impressed by the running of the football. I was. I was impressed. You finally let your offensive line go forward rather than always backing up and pass blocking. Now, we'll have to see if that same philosophy and that same commitment is there when Dak Prescott is under center. And Zeke, we'll just have to see. But at least for this game, kudos to Kellen Moore. Kudos to him. I crush him on my show, but I have to give him credit for what I saw. Now, with that, I noticed one thing, well, two things on the offensive line. Don't know if you saw it, but here's what I saw. Josh Ball is a killer run blocker. Y'all, I didn't say pass blocker. I said run blocker. He mauls people. He hits people. He does. Pass blocking, he's not as great. But run blocking, when he can go forward, he gonna hit you and you gonna move. I noticed that, so I give him credit on that. Now, that's not gonna be good enough to be talking about him playing the swing tackle position, because when it comes to pass blocking, he's getting beat. And as I told you on the other day, sometimes you got to get a little, I ain't going to say a little leniency, because he's going to be going against the best left tackles and, the left edge rushers and right end rushers that they have. He's going to be seeing them because the book is out on him. He can't block speed. The book is out on him. And so you got to look at who he's been playing from practice all the way to the second preseason game. Ball has seen D-Law. Ball has seen Parsons. Then Ball has seen Chubb. Ball has seen the guys from the Chargers as well. And he does not do so great. He does not do so great as far as pass blocking goes. So I'm seeing him struggle against speedy guys that can get around the edge. That's not good. But at the same time, I can see him knocking folks' head off when a run ball, when a run play is called. Okay, so I give him kudos as far as, because we ran the ball well, and I saw him hitting people. So I give him credit. But the main one that impressed me, and this is kind of, I got two things I want to lay my hat on. I want two things as far as offensive line, then I'll let y'all go tonight. Number one is this. Farnock. I think I'm pronouncing it right. The guy that was the center for us rather than Tyler Biotish. Let me tell y'all something. I don't know what the problem is. Every time I see him, he looks way better to me than Tyler Biotish. I'm talking about moving people 3 yards off the ball. He was dominant in the run game. He was dominant in the passing game. I don't know what the Cowboys looking at. I'm sorry. Maybe y'all seen it better than me. Maybe y'all studied more tape than I have. Maybe you watched a little bit more. But ladies and gentlemen, Farnock, hello, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Look, this dude was eating guys alive. I'm talking about, I'm not, if y'all can go watch the film, every time this dude hit somebody, they were going backwards at least 3 yards. I'm not joking. I love that, and I said right then, because I saw him do it against Denver. And I'm trying to figure out, like, why are we trying to make $1 out of 15 cents when it's obvious, at least to me, that Farrakhan is a better center than Tyler Biotis right now. Now I don't know if y'all watched that because I need to see somebody is quiet in the chat room right here, so I'm trying to make sure that y'all saw, some of y'all saw what I saw. He was the most impressive guy on the field to me, other than Mr. Turbo Turpin. It was those two guys that I said, okay. The offensive line just started moving people with Farrakhan in there. See, I'm here. I got a slight vision here. May not happen, but this is what I'm saying. See, I always thought that you're supposed to put the best players on the field. Your best, especially when you start talking about offensive line, your best five is what they say. Put your best five on what you say. The Cowboys have a problem. The Cowboys have a problem because they are too loyal to contracts. In other words, if I'm paying this guy the money, he got to play. And you may have somebody behind him that's better, but because I'm paying this guy this amount of money, or I'm loyal, or they're loyal to the picks. Okay, this guy was drafted in the second round or the first round. We automatically gonna play him, no matter how bad he is, how good. That's what happened with Connor Williams all these years. You saw him getting his brains kicked in, but you never moved him out because you had people behind him that possibly were better. But you're loyal to that second round pick, and you're going to try to make $1 out of 15 cents. So politics now become involved. You're not putting your best players out there. Now, I'm very anxious to see the last game now because fair or not, I'm telling y'all need to go pull it up. I know y'all looking at running backs and you're looking at wide receivers, you're looking at Tolbert, and you're trying to figure. No, you need to go look at this offensive line. That's what you need to do. Because if we're gonna do what at least what the fan base think we ought to do, and you've heard it from the Cowboys swearing up and down, we're gonna run the ball and we need to really run the ball, then it only makes sense to me that you put out your best five. Yeah. That's what I think. I think you ought to put out your best five. Um, it's really just as simple to me. Joe says this. Joe says Michael Irvin said in an interview that he believes CeeDee Lamb would get 1,600 yards this year. Well, let me tell you something, Joe. If Michael Irvin, if CeeDee Lamb is getting 1,600 yards this year, then we're just gonna be another year of a passing football team. We don't want CD to get 1,600 yards. I'm just telling you the truth. If CD Lamb gets 1,600 yards, Joe, that tells me that we're about to do the same thing we've always done. Let's be a pass happy football team. I don't, it is what it is. Just answer that question. But if we're going to do what we want to do as far as running the football, you need to put your best five out there. And my eyes, your eyes are different. And of course, the coaching staff who sees them, way more in depth than what we do. And maybe they do feel Tyler Biadasz is whatever. I don't know. But when the lights came on, Farrakhan has produced by knocking people around. That's all I'm going to say. Now, if you don't believe me, go pull up the tape and then you watch it and judge it for yourself. Now, here's the other thing that came out of it. Of course, the Cowboys played well. I mean, if you just want to recap, defensively against the run, we look pretty good, obviously. Nashawn Wright still is giving up plays. He's there. He just don't make the play. He right there. He ain't getting destroyed. He's just not making the play. He's just not making the play. Kelvin Joseph. I don't know what this rhetoric is about him not being on this team. I just don't believe that. I really don't. I think it'll be a mistake as well if we let him go, because he can play. Made a few plays. Somebody caught a couple catches on him, but he didn't give up no, gigantic plays. So I, that could be talked about for right now. Nashawn made a couple bonehead penalties on 3rd and long, and the pass interference calls came up somebody, up his back. Just real silly plays. They got to be cleaned up. But other than that, Bland played well again. The defense played solid. Offensively, obviously, because of the commitment to run, we look good. The Cowboys had looked real good against the Chargers. I'm just impressed with those two. Now, here's my last point, and I'll be done for the night. I started looking at Turbo Turbin, Mr. Cavante Turpin. I'm sorry. And I really do believe that he will be our kickoff returner this year. I really do believe he'll be our primary punt returner and kick returner this year. I think he's solidified that. You may have a mix every now and then. They may put Pollard on one side, Turpin on the other side. So, it ain't no relaxed spot there. They might do both of them. But this is what I, and forgive me, I just been burnt by the Cowboys and primarily the person I'm getting ready to talk about. I've been burnt by him too many times for me not to have this question. For 3 years now, the Cowboys have had the same problem, and evidently you got a person there that don't know how to fix it because it shouldn't take 3 years. That question is, how do we get Tony Pollard the ball? And for at least the last 2 years, as long as Kellen Moore has been the offensive coordinator, he still ain't figured that out yet. Case in point, the week before the game, the 49er playoff game happened, one of the major topics that was discussed was Tony Pollard needs to get the ball more. That's what they were saying before the playoff game. At the end of the playoff game, Tony Pollard only got the ball 4 times. And the game won a blowout. And so the year prior to that, Tony Pollard wasn't getting the ball. The year after, Tony primarily wasn't getting the ball a lot, except those first 6 weeks or so where him and Ezekiel were gashing people. Other than that he went back to pass happy Kellen Moore. And we were still wondering at the end of the year, how do we get the ball to Tony Pollard? And here are the 2 ways that Tony Pollard got the football. So walk with me here. One was as a backup running back. They never put him at the slot like you're hearing now or wide receiver, which he can do. They never put him in that. So he was primarily a backup running back, and the other one was a kickoff returner. Well, Tony Pollard excelled at that. Well, here's my thing. Because we're saying the same thing again. We need to get Tony Pollard the football. We need to get Tony Pollard the football. Well, Cavante, Mr. Turbo Turpin, is going to be our kick returner. Doesn't that take away from the touches of Tony Pollard now? I mean, he was barely touching the ball as it is. Unless, of course, you're going to finally try to show me, because you can't tell me, because I don't believe in Kellen Moore. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't. Since Cavante Turpin is going to be our kick returner, that takes away from the touches of Tony Pollard. He wasn't getting that many as it is, but it's definitely about to take away now. So, do you guys really believe that 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 Kellen Moore is about to increase the touches of Tony Pollard strictly from the backfield and the slot position and all that kind of stuff? Really? Do you really believe that? Because that's really the way. Because if you're taking away from his touches in one way, you got to give him those same touches in another way. And there's two ways now: backup running back, slot receiver, period. And so, do y'all really trust Kellen Moore for real? I thought about that when I was watching. When I was watching him run up, the way Turpin was killing him, punt return, kick return, and I'm saying like, dang, what Tony gonna do? I mean, for real. I realized that. What's up, Greg? I see you. Thanks for popping in. I realized that there'll be some kickoff formations, obviously. That Pollard may be on one side, Turpin will be on the other side. I get all that. I get it. But I don't think that's gonna line up every trip unless you're telling me that the workload, that won't happen if Kellen Moore does what Cowboy fans been begging for him to do, is get Tony Pollard involved. Turpin just kind of put a monkey wrench, if you want to say that. I mean, really threw one in with the Cowboys here with his play. I mean, it's a good thing. I don't want to make it seem like it's bad. No, it's not bad at all. It's great. But where do you, for a person that's always have a problem with getting this guy the ball in the first place, when all you had to do was sub? If it's Zeke Elliott, let's look at it. If it's Zeke Elliott is healthy, please understand Zeke is gonna play obviously a whole lot. I mean, I think y'all know that. Oh, ain't no question about that. I'm talking about it's a possibility, and let's be honest. We everybody been saying for the last 3-4 years, get Ezekiel at the ball. Tony, I mean, Kellen Moore ain't done that. You look at the end of the stats, he have about 14, 15 carries, maybe. And that may be stretching it for the whole game. So as I've always told you guys, and all you gotta do is go back and look at my other shows. This year falls into the hand. Y'all hollering out about Coach McCarthy and all that. Let me get y'all to understand the head coaching security of Coach McCarthy falls into the hands of Kellen Moore. If he don't drive this car right, everybody gonna lose their job. I'm serious. Y'all getting excited about Tolbert, and y'all getting excited. Some of y'all excited about CD. Everybody was talking about Pollard's really gonna do something. He gonna be a slot receiver. He's gonna line up everywhere. He gonna do all this, do all that. This the same Tony Pollard that been on the team with the same offensive coordinator for the last few years. I don't understand how y'all figure it's gonna happen. Terry Turner says this. I believe when I see it. Run the ball 30 times a game. When has Kellen Moore ever done that? I believe it when I see it, y'all. I believe it. I believe that when I see it. See, I believe that if it walk like a duck and it quack like a duck, it's not a kangaroo. And see, everybody want to act like they don't know what Kellen Moore is. And here on this show, I'm calling it just like it is. He is a pass happy offensive coordinator. That's exactly what he is. His track record speaks for itself. And so when I see Turbo Turpin, when I see him do what he did against the Chargers and solidify his position as a special teams quote unquote ace, hmm? I believe that takes away from the touches of Tony Pollard because that was Tony Pollard's job. So if you're gonna tell me you done finally figured out how to get Pollard the ball consistently on a game to game basis, then I believe it. Okay, I don't like it. And another whole show could be developed that the Cowboys have found a way to not pay Tony Pollard, and it's going to be based off his stats. Now I'm going into pure speculation now, but I'm starting to see a little handwriting on the wall. Why is that? Tony Pollard is up for a contract, and if he don't have nothing on the stat board, hello, he ain't gonna get paid. These by Dallas, because all they're gonna say is, "Hey, Mr. Pollard, you only carried the ball 48 times this year. You caught 25 balls. Now, why in the world are you asking for $9 million?" I'm just saying. I agree with you, Karan. Pollard is a big piece of the team, but when you got an offensive coordinator that don't know how to drive, y'all remember for those of us who started off with a standard shift car, and for then you all of a sudden you bought a stick shift car and nobody ain't never taught you how to drive a stick, and you remember how many times you get on the first gear and how many times between the first and second gear your car cut off because you ain't don't know how to put your foot on the clutch and the gas at the same time. Y'all remember that, right? See, that's Kellen Moore. I mean, look what he had last year. I'm sorry, y'all, if y'all don't like my doom and gloom, but I see the hypeness in the air, and I be trying to let everybody know. Wait a minute, y'all, hold up now. Don't y'all remember who we got as offensive coordinator? This is the same guy that y'all cried about when Cooper, Lamb, and Gallup and Cedric Wilson was there, and he didn't know how to drive that car. He had Ezekiel Elliott last year. He had Tony Pollard last year. He had Dalton Schultz last year. He still didn't know how to drive. He didn't. He didn't know how to drive. And now you gonna sit and tell me that you really believe in Kellen Moore like that? Y'all got a lot of faith. Y'all got a lot of faith. All right. Y'all got a lot of faith in him. I don't. So, as far as and this stuff is hidden. See, y'all, we get hype, Cowboy fans hype right now. And I'm saying, like, okay, you do realize we playing against Tampa, and we saw them the first game of the year last year. Okay. And soon as we went to Tampa, we ran the ball one or two times, and Kellen Moore just gave up on them. And I understand Vita Vale was killing Connor Williams and getting a hold of Tyler Biadasz a couple times. I get all that, but you ain't trying to run the ball. You ain't trying to run the ball. You stopped it. Dak threw the ball 40 some odd times. You going against that same Tampa defense. Well, not the same. Sue ain't there. You know. I'm just saying, I don't believe in Kellen Moore, y'all. I don't believe in him. I'm sorry, I don't. And so I'm not hype about seeing how Rico. I love the way Rico ran the ball, but I'm all and you got imaginations thinking that okay, if he ran the ball like that with Rico, imagine what he would do with Zeke, and imagine what he'll do with possibly Pollard. And I'm be like, yeah, but he believed in having the offensive line go backwards rather than forward. That's what the track records show. And I just can't get excited about it. I was excited about Turbo Turpin. I was excited about him. I really was. And I was excited about Farraknock. I was excited about those two. And of course, there was some guys on defense that was, but those two guys to me really took a big step up, obviously. And it's just kind of hard for me to put faith into Kellen Moore. All right. Maybe y'all agree with me. Maybe you don't. I get that. But I can start to see this little setup here for Tony Pollard next year. I can see it. I can see it. They're gonna let him walk. That's why they're trying to figure everything out now. Folks start talking about well, Turpin can do it all, which he can. Turpin can do it all. He can be a all around type player. He can go to this place, he can go that place, and I'm saying like, okay, what Pollard gonna do? Somebody put in the chat box up here a dream scenario, but they still ain't done that. And they said up here, and I hate to go all the way back, but someone said put Turpin and Pollard in a 4 wide receiver set. There it is. I think it was Terry Turner. There it is. He said try a 4 wide receiver set with Turpin and Pollard in the slot. That would be flat out awesome. Such common sense type things. But does Kellen Moore do common sense type things? Such as first and goal from the 2 yard line. Why are we lining up a shotgun? From the 2 yard line, first and goal. Run the ball. No, you want to line up a shotgun. Come on now. All right. Maybe y'all don't like what I'm saying, but there it is. Real quick, and we're not gonna be here long. So if you're gonna call in now, I can go ahead and tell you now, please keep it extremely short. I want to I know it's a few people probably gonna want to say something real quick. Let's make it real short tonight. And let's see what we're talking about. All right. Phone line open. There it is. Podbean is open. Uh, it's right there as well. When you see it on the screen, it's right there. Go ahead and call in real quick. I'm coming to Podbean right now. I'm sorry if I missed. I ain't really looked at Podbean. I see you. Okay, Coach Marv is there. Miss Ty is there. Go ahead and call in now, or you can call in on the ticker line as well. Let me see what's going on here. You can call in real quick. Okay. There it is. All right. I think I'm the one and only. Coach Marv is here. What up, Coach?
Hey, what's going on, Big Show? Missed you last time you had a show for the pregame.
No.
Just got couple little points, man. We need the speed on this team. I want people to pump their brakes a little bit about Turpin.
Yeah.
Great. We need a punt returner. You're gonna get a lot of kicks. You're gonna go in the end zone. But the punt return thing is gonna be very key because we make the team punt the ball a lot because we're a great defense on third down, and hopefully we can even get better field position. But this don't get so enamored with him in the passing game.
No.
He's got a lot to learn there, but he's a threat, and you can utilize him. He's not gonna be a superstar, but he will make some big plays for us. But we're not gonna. Let's don't get enamored with him, thinking that we don't want to put too much on his plate for him to start to be not to be productive. When you pick the right spots, he can be very productive. Again, that falls back on Kellen Moore and the offensive coaching staff.
Lord have
Uh,
mercy.
yeah, that's it. The second thing I want to talk about is that running game. Yes, we ran the ball, but this is what I want our fans to understand when we say commitment. Commitment doesn't mean it is easy to be committed to a running game when you get 8, 9 yards a pop because
Mhm.
everybody looks at that. Oh man, we run the ball, but soon as we run the ball, we get a 2 yard gain or a 2.5 yard gain. We like,
Pass.
oh, yeah, we can't run the ball no more. That
Uh-huh.
listen, you a commitment to the running game doesn't mean every running play is gonna get 10 or 5 or 6 yards a pop. But with this type of offensive line you have to be committed to it to stay with it because it wears on team and those 3 yard gains turns into 7 and 8 yard gains at the end of later on in the game, and it slows the pass rush down considerably. Had a guy there was a commentator from the on the Dolphins game, Taylor. Remember Taylor was that great outside Russian guy for Hall of Famer,
Oh yeah.
and he was talking about if you want to slow the pass rush down, be committed to running the ball, and we can't get after the passer like we want to because we got to honor the run, and that slows the pass rush down, which would give Dak more time.
Yeah.
And the last thing, Big Show, we talking about all these offensive linemen, and I think you heard me on Boss Show back after the first preseason game when I noticed the guy number 76,
Collins.
Avante Cobb.
Oh, Collins. Yes, sir. Oh
And I
yeah.
noticed him, and I went back and looked at that whole game, and we discussed it. And then I went back and did some research on the guy and saw he had some he has played on the left side, has been he was with the Minnesota Vikings when he first came out, and he was going to be their swing tackle till he got an injury with his bicep, and the next year he got an injury with his leg, and then they moved on from him because they said it was some politic things because of the YouTubers there thought he should have been the left guard, but they had a guy there that they had drafted high, and that's what happened with this. So I had to go back to the practices. So I went back to the practices, Big Show. I went back to the practices that was on TV. So I wanted to focus in on him. The same thing I saw in the game, I saw in the practices. The same thing I saw in the practices, I saw it even more in this script in this preseason game.
Mhm.
To me, he's been your best lineman in the whole preseason.
Mhm.
The kid can play. The kid has technique. You can tell he got some experience. You can tell he got the quickness. This kid, but no one talks about it because he's not the name that people are talking about. But this kid should get a chance to play, be the swing tackle. He has played on the left side before in his career.
I
He
think he
should
better
get a
than the
chance to
ball.
play.
I think he better than
Yeah,
ball.
right.
Without
And
a
and
doubt.
and, and I'm not saying something that I'm going on something I heard where his history. I just tell people to watch the whole game. Watch the whole game, and you will say, "Wow, this guy handles everybody that he's in front of. Great run blocker, great in pass. I'm not saying he's an all pro, but this kid right here can come in the game and hold his own, and you won't have a problem with what's going on. To me, he's played just as good as still in this preseason.
Yeah.
So, but again, like you said, the politics.
Yeah.
But the politics of the Kellen Moore is about being committed, being
Mhm.
committed to this run game, being committed to making the game easier for our our offensive linemen to get. And that is the question. People think when I say committed to the run game, they think I want to be a run first or a 3 yards in the cloud of dust. Commitment and being a run first team are two different things. Committed means that I am going to be committed to a physical style of play that's going to set the table for our offense to be able to do the passes that we want and to make the defense Stop all this moving around and giving Dak all these different looks because they
Yeah,
have to be solid to be able to stop the run game. And if we're
yeah,
committed to doing it, we will have a successful season. And Kellen will be able to do all the passes he wants. There'll be there for him to do if he's committed to a physical style of offense. If he
yeah,
does it, everything else goes away. I'm be interested, Big Show, about these final cuts. I told you about Tristan Hill back
yep,
before this training camp started. I told you, hey, Tristan Hill is a dog.
mm-hmm.
And one other I'd like to give one other shout out. These two tight ends, that rookie tight end and Hendershot. Sprinkle is going to be cut. That's no doubt about that. But Hendershot and the rookie tight
And
end from Wisconsin,
Ferguson. Ferguson.
they are blockers. They get into people and they work at blocking. They are very physical. They got a little nasty to them. These don't worry about the catches because the catches will come because they're gonna get the same catches that Dalton Schultz. We didn't even recognize that Dalton Schultz was in the game because the tight end routes that he run, like I told people before, you could get if you got a tight end with any type of ability, he can run those same routes. So,
Yeah,
but there are definitely blockers. So I'm feeling excited about that. But if we have a physical style of play, this team will be all right. No worry about no receivers. That'll help our receivers and everything else. Big Show, I appreciate the opportunity to talk, man,
all
and
right.
get your success and get and handle your business, man. And thank you for all the content you put out there, brother.
Appreciate you so much, man. Thanks so much. All right. Appreciate you, Coach.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Coach Marv. Again, phone line is open. I believe everybody, and we all may be different. Um, I noticed Collins as well. However, I was so happy to see a center like Farrakhan just going cuckoo, and I just think that'll make the offensive line better. Coach is absolutely right about Collins, though. Collins has been just a flat out mauler, and he can pass block as well. Got to go. Let's see what we got here. Somebody else.
Call from Harry Turner.
All right. I got my guy in here, my brother Terry Turner in the house. What's going on?
Hey, Big Show, I'm having a good time. I don't like coming on behind Coach Maul because it makes me look stupid. He
Nah.
know football.
Oh yeah.
One thing I say about the offensive line, that kid Jones, what's his name, Burt Jones or Braylon Jones?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he out of here. He's number one.
Yeah.
It's holding behind. He got to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I wanted my point is we have to run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
If we depending on our defense to carry us this year, don't wear your defense out doing all that throw the ball, and then the defense don't get a chance to rest.
Yeah.
We'll be Kellen Moore with all that passing to be more detrimental to the defense than it is anything else.
Yeah.
I mean, we need to run the ball. I really want 35 times a game.
Yeah.
And that way, that could be fresh, make quality passes, sort of like that 2016 year.
Yeah. Well, in order to do that, you gotta have an offensive line that's dominating like it was in 2016. And I'm be honest, we don't have that, but I don't think we're too far away from that as well, as long as we put the right people in. If you know you got a problem with some guys, let's not throw them out there hoping, that they gonna get it together. No, we got to put people out there that know what they're doing and know how to get things together.
Well, I think, just like you said, the offensive line coach, he needs to look at his talent.
I agree.
I mean, get Bialish out of there. He keep getting pushed back in the back left.
Yeah.
Use
Hold on just a second. Hold on just a second. Hold on. Coast.
Call from.
Hey.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
West Coast.
Hey.
You live, man.
Hello?
You live.
What's up with you? What's up with y'all? It's your boy West Coast, man.
What's up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I was just saying. Okay. What's up, everybody? It's your boy West Coast, man. Mr. Run the Damn Ball, man. I was just listening, and I heard what that last caller said, and it just got me going, man. But Mike McCarthy said it. Stephen A. Smith said it. The rest of the world is saying it. Dallas County. I mean, I love it that everybody has finally gotten to the point where they so desperate that everybody can say it. Run the damn ball. I know. The Lord. Hey, I told my mom said, don't call yourself Kanye West. Call yourself John the Baptist. So I call myself John the Baptist of Cowboy Talk because I proclaimed the message that was been coming for the last 2 years. And that is all that passing stuff was for the birds, bro.
Yeah.
All that stuff was for the birds. It was great with selling tickets. It was great for selling jerseys. It was even great for making money because I know Jerry made a whole bunch of money throwing the ball. Yeah. But let's just be real. At the end of the day, did it get us where we wanted to really be at? No, it did not. It did not.
Let me ask you this.
I said,
let me ask you
go
this.
Go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those that don't know, this is West Coast Cowboy, without a doubt, one of the best podcasters and Cowboy podcasters in the country right now, and it's just an honor for him to be on the show. Let me ask you this, West Coast, because West Coast,
I can't hear you kind of low.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you better now. You're a little low though.
This guy has talked about run the ball a whole lot. Here's my question, West Coast. How much confidence do you really have in Kellen Moore?
In Kellen Moore?
Yeah.
To do it?
Yeah. How much for him to do the right thing that everybody knows he should do? How much confidence do you really have that this dude gonna do it?
I have confidence in the circumstance around him being so dire that he's not going to have a choice.
Okay,
that's what I'm leaning on.
Okay.
Because we should have ran the ball when we had that three-headed monster of Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and Michael Gallup. We should have ran the ball then.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody thinking, we have 3,000. We should have 3 guys with 1,000 yards. I'm like, no, man. That's not how you want to do it. If you've got these wide receivers who can really take the top and who can move guys, why don't you run the ball and just take big shots?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you run the ball, you can literally just run the ball and just take big shots.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you can make up all the yards that you don't think you're going to get. You can make them all up with the shots that you take.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like my hope now is I'm just hoping that it's like a lot of times people only eat healthy when we ain't got no food in we ain't got no food in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we ain't got no choice. We ain't got money to go buy ribs and all this other stuff. We don't got that. So it's like I'm hoping. I'm actually hoping, and this is a sad way to look at it, a super sad way to look at it, because I told Boss Cowboy, I told Boss Cowboy, I said, I'm going to spit when you say stuff like that. But Boss Cowboy said something that was crazy too. He said, man, the best thing that probably happened to Amari Cooper, to Kellen Moore was, maybe Amari Cooper getting traded because, maybe it forces him to eat healthy.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
You get what I mean? Like sometimes, I'm not, God don't let people get unhealthy. You get your own self healthy, but sometimes God will use circumstances in your life to get your attention, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, that's what I kind of feel like here is going. Cause like, man, I've never heard so many Cowboy fans screaming run the damn ball in my life.
Yeah.
Like in my life.
Yeah.
I've never heard Stephen, like today, and listen, Michael Irvin is going to do what Michael Irvin's supposed to do.
Oh yeah.
Like Michael Irvin he's a cheerleader for the 88. That is his job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If Michael Gallup had the 88, he would be saying Michael Gallup's going to come back and he's going to have 10,000 yards. That's what he's supposed to do.
Uh-huh. No doubt.
That's what he's supposed to do. But realistically, like you had Stephen A. Smith saying today on national air TV that the only way for the Cowboys to be successful, and not even just running the ball with Pollard, it has to go through Ezekiel Elliott. Now people who clearly don't even like the Cowboys are saying it. So it's like, if you're a Cowboy fan and you're not saying run the ball, like, what is wrong with you? Like, I'm really curious. Like,
it don't even make
like,
sense.
what is wrong with you? Like, people who don't even like the Cowboys, Stephen A. Smith does not like the Cowboys.
Hates
and
him.
he stopped Michael Irvin in his tracks today and said, Michael, that he's always very, very professional, with Mike too. But he says, man, that all sounds good, but if you don't run the ball, none of that is possible.
Without a doubt.
Like, none of that is possible.
Are you watching me right now, West Coast? Are you looking at me?
I can.
No. You don't have to. Phone. I was just gonna see if you see the comment that Coach Marv just put up. He said, "Big Show tell West Coast I want to be a guest on his show."
Shoot, man. Hey, I put the call in line up there all the time.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna tell him tomorrow, we got the three amigos of Cowboy Talk. We got not Boss Cowboy. We got my boy Bishop. We got Henny Moore, and then we got West Coast. That's gonna be on tomorrow. So we're gonna break down some content. We're gonna break down everything from this happening these last 2 weeks, and then we're gonna open the last 30-40 minutes up for call-in. So, I mean, you definitely call in. We get it popping for sure.
Yeah, so tomorrow night, just to echo West Coast, I'll be on with West Coast tomorrow night with his that is your family, right? West Coast, I'm sorry. Is that your family?
Yes, that's my blood cousin.
That's a blood cousin. We'll be on tomorrow night. So y'all can come back and hang with us tomorrow night. We're going to talk about this stuff again. West Coast, before you go, give me your starting, and we might talk about this tomorrow as well. Give me your starting, I know who you're starting through, maybe three. Give me your starting left guard and center.
My left guard and who?
I'm asking. Give me your
my left guard first.
Starting week 1.
Oh, I'll give you my whole starting line.
Give me your starting line. Mm-hmm.
Tyler Smith, Tyler Baez, Zach Martin, and Terrence Steele. And then my swing, Alex Anaconda.
Oh, boy. My dog.
I ain't never even seen him play the position, but he can't be no worse than Josh Ball.
My dog. My dog. My brother. You crazy.
He can't be no worse.
You crazy, man. I love it. Appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you. Appreciate you, West Coast. Thank you so much. I had totally forgot about Terry. I had totally forgot about it. Actually, I thought that was a call from a family member in California. Actually, I apologize for that because they messed me up. But when it was West Coast there, I went ahead and let it go. So I apologize so much for having you on hold on there. If you want to, you can call in again. Forgive my rudeness. I apologize. I hope that you didn't take that the wrong way. But if you did, I understand. And I will apologize live to you here on the show. You can call back in if you want to. Y'all clear the lines out right quick for my guy Terry, just in case he calls back in. I'll give him about two or 3 minutes so he can finish up his point. What Terry was talking about was the offensive line and all that. I think he was getting ready to lead into Kellen Moore. See, I'm from my perspective, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I hate to sound repetitive, but I'm just not a believer in Kellen Moore. I believe that is gonna show up. I believe he's quick. I believe he's quick to do the opposite of what Coach Marv was just talking about. Like, you're not gonna hit a Barry Sanders home run type, You're not going to get that on every running play. You got to be satisfied with the grit and the grind of the running game, and you have to remain, keyword, committed to it. You have to remain committed to it. And that was, I appreciate you, Terry, but you can call in, bro, because I value you, and you can call right back in, man. Call right back in, Terry, because, man, I think this is where you were going with it. You got to be committed to it when you get 3-yard pops, 3 yard, 2.5 yard, instead of making it, it's third and, 2nd and 7. You know what I'm saying? Rather, you got to, even if it's second and you only get 1 yard, you got to remain committed. You got to keep chopping the tree down until later on, until things open up for you. That is what Kellen Moore does not have the patience for. And I'm trying to figure out, okay, like this dude, I just don't. Look, it'll shock me. Now, who's that? I think Joe put it up. Joe put this up, and everybody been saying it, but it just seems like it's just so hard to do. Here it is. Y'all look at this comment right here. What Joe said. These are facts. When Dallas rushes over 100 yards, we are 29-0. As far as since the Dak Ezekiel Elliott era. 29-0. Hello, that means 29 wins, no losses when Dallas rushes over 100 yards. What that should tell you we ought to do, at least try to get to 100 yards. Yeah. Yeah. The only way you're going to get to that unless you call enough running plays to get to 100 yards. Now, of course, you can bust one early or bust one late and that'll get you, but we need consistency. We need to consistently run the ball. If they're split, like they did in them first few weeks last year, that long as it's there, the commitment was there. I understand we had some injuries and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I understand the injuries were there, but to completely give up on running the ball is just, it's very frustrating when you know what you ought to do and you don't do it. In 2016, I think it's Terry calling back in.
Call from
Terry Turner.
Yeah, Terry, my guy. Hey, Terry, man, I apologize for
Hey.
that, man. Come on, talk. You got the dance floor.
Oh, I'm fine. I was basically leading to. I was gonna go to Kellen Moore, but I was gonna say, let's have Kellen Moore look at some old school Nebraska versus Oklahoma games
Oh, wow.
back around '85.
You ain't gonna do that, are
I'm
you?
talking
Come
about.
on now.
Let's
You ain't
look
talking
at
about
Jamel Holloway.
you ain't talking about Jamel Holloway and those guys. Come on now. Woo-wee.
I mean, some Turner Gill. I mean, come on, let's look at
Oh,
a team that run the ball.
oh my
I
God.
mean, you have to marry your defense
Yeah.
because if defense gonna carry you like Gary and little Steven keep preaching,
Yeah.
then you need to protect that as much as you can.
Wow.
And you protect that defense with running the ball.
Wow.
A lot of those runs, they won't be sexy runs
Yeah.
and so forth. But that also gives you the chance to be this boy genius that I kept hearing about all those years or whatever. Although sometimes I looked at it and still looked like Linehan was calling the plays, but
Yeah.
I was looking for some boy genius plays. I mean, even if it wasn't nothing but a halfback pass or a end around, a double, it's something different. I mean, I would be excited if we just actually put a man in motion.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm agreeing with you on that. But here's the thing though, Terry, and what you're saying is 100% right. What West Coast is saying is 100% right. What Coach Marv in these chats here is 100% right. It just, man, look, I just don't believe it's in them. I'm sorry. I just don't believe it's in Kellen Moore. I just don't believe. I done seen too much. I'm sorry. And to get the things that you guys are talking about, it's going to take a real solid commitment to getting the job done. And that is the commitment, of course, to saying we're going to run it regardless. We're going to do that. And I just don't see it in him. I just don't. I'm sorry. But look, we can always hope. Let me just say that.
I think that Tyron Smith and Zach Martin have to stand up in their offensive meeting and make their voice known that they want to run the football.
Mm. Mm.
And he'd have to take that into consideration
Mm.
because, I mean, if they everything you keep selling the fans on, then you need to listen to what he's saying about running this football.
Mm. I got one even better than that, and it's pure speculation, Terry. How about this one?
Okay.
Let me see how you feel about this one. Because what the Cowboys have done over the last few years is that they made sure they put outside help for Dak Prescott, and I'm talking about receivers. Let's just go back. You say Zach Martin and Tyron Smith. How about Dak standing up and say, we need to run the football? How about that one?
Yeah.
Because see, Dak
Yeah.
done got paid a lot of money. And Dak is
A lot
also
of money.
heard that he's not this and he's not that and he's not top 10 and he's not top 15. And he's saying he's heard some folks say he's a top 5 quarterback. And there's a lot of people saying he's not that dude. Well, you know, Dak want to show to you folks, I am that guy. And the way that he shows, unless he got 35 to 37, 35 to 40 touchdowns a year. That's how you shut folks up. If you only got 24 to 25 touchdowns, nobody ain't talking about you like that. And then they're gonna say, well, he's not the guy. How about Dak get up and say, no, we need to run the ball. That's what he
that would solidify him as the leader of the team. Well, the money, the 44 mil, gonna make him leader of the team. But you know, if he really want to get the respect of everybody in the locker room, just prove that you all about winning. Let's say we want to run the ball. That gives us a much better chance to win. Because when them big guys get to go forward and they are more engaged in the game, that's what set the tone for the game.
I like what you're saying.
It might look ugly in the first part of the game, but I done seen Oklahoma do it too many times. Once them big boys start leaning on you,
well, it's
that
like
other defensive line,
it is just like, and you making some incredible valid points, and it's just like Coach Marv said, just like you just said, it's not gonna be pretty. You keep chopping at the wood, and in the fourth quarter, those 3-yard runs, it never fails. Football ain't changed. Those 2 to 3 yard runs in the fourth quarter turn into 8 plus 10-yard plus runs. It never fails. The football, you know, you may make it pretty in formations. You may make it, you know, all that kind of stuff. The bottom line is, if you wear a team out, sooner or later they're gonna break. It's just that simple. I don't care what level, high school, college, pros, it's the same thing. One man go lay on a man for a long period of time, keep knocking at him. Sooner or later in the fourth quarter, things gonna get a whole lot easier. And that's what it boiled down to, man. Terry, man, I sure appreciate you, man. Thank you, man, for calling back, man. I apologize again to you for that mishap earlier.
Oh, I'm fine. Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Oh man, I appreciate you.
I'm not one of them ones that get all up in their feelings and all kind of other stuff like that. Well, I ain't listening to him no more.
Yeah.
Who I'm gonna listen to?
Oh man, I appreciate your confidence, man. Thank you for hanging with me, man.
All right now.
Thank you, man. I think everybody on here is saying the same things pretty much primarily. We all in the same ballpark. It might be a little tweeter here and a little tweeting there, but everybody is saying the same thing. You got to be committed to this thing. You know, and that's what we haven't seen. We saw for a few weeks here and there. You know what I'm saying? We saw that primarily, and then the real more showed up. The pass happy, pinball machine, finesse offense that he was calling. And then you get sand blasted and punked out by physical football teams. You got to meet physicality with physicality. You can't meet physicality with finesse. The Denver game last year, flat out punked out. The Raider game, punked out. The 49er game, to a sense, punked out. I mean, you can't. Well, look, when you make it to the playoffs, and whether it's a wild card, the divisional round, of course, the conference championship game, then of course the Super Bowl. Let me tell y'all something. By then it's cold and everything else. You got to be physical. After November, folks run the ball. Hello, it ain't too much passing going on. Folks tired. They got beat up all season long. After November, it's man on man. Look, I'm just gonna hit you in your mouth. I'm gonna move you from point A to point B, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's playoff football. That's where the Cowboys didn't quite. You want to finesse and throw bubble screens in November, and I just can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I believe it's Coach.
Coach Maul.
Yeah, here come Coach. Come on, Coach.
Hey, Big Show, man. I'm sorry, but I had to get this off my chest, man. Because when we start talking about the running game and physical, man, that just brings me want to grab my whistle and go back out there and just get out there in a scrimmage, man, and just start teaching. You know what I'm saying? But something, man, when we talk about Dak Prescott, you know something, it made me think when we talking about, all these people keep talking about if Dak don't throw for 400 yards or be in the top 3 in the pass, and at the end of the year and go for 40-some touchdowns, he can't carry a team.
Yeah,
it reminds
I've
me,
heard
Big
that.
Show.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of when you playing somebody. Let's say if you playing somebody in basketball, you playing your little brother in basketball, and you backing him down, and you scoring, and you winning all the games. First thing he say, "Oh, I bet you can't shoot from outside. I bet you can't shoot from outside.
Yeah,
you can't
yeah.
shoot from outside. You ain't no good because you can't shoot from outside."
Mm-hmm.
All that is a smoke screen that makes you stop doing something that I know that you gonna win with.
Yeah.
If he took the philosophy of saying, "Listen, this is what we do. I'm gonna get all the credit because I'm the quarterback anyway."
Yeah.
You think of Garoppolo? Listen, man, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Perfect example.
He came in the NFL as the ultimate. In college, he was throwing the ball all around the place.
Mm-hmm.
But he decided, and the coaches decided, and I'm not saying that Dak Prescott, he's way better than Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
But he understood that, hey, man, I'm not going to pout because I'm playing in the Super Bowl and I'm playing the NFC Championship game.
Yeah. This style also, that style also put a whole lot of money in my pocket too. Let's not throw that out.
And listen, and hardware is what is the thing that Dak Prescott needs to worry about now. He had something that Tony Romo didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
He got 2 great running backs.
Mm-hmm.
He got something that Tony Romo didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
He has a great defense.
Mm-hmm.
His job now, the game should be easier for him, not harder.
Yeah.
He has gotten it now where the game could be easier for him. And now he's at a point now that wins and championships will cement his legacy.
Yeah.
That's what it don't care if he gets 25 touchdowns. If they win, he's still gonna get the credit. He's still gonna get all the accolades. And if his partner, his best friend on the team is Ezekiel Elliott, together they are awesome.
Yeah.
But when they try to do things separate, they just good.
There you go. I love it.
So
that's true.
Just we pushing it. Hopefully Kevin could think about it. But I don't want Kevin to change. Listen, Big Show, I'm gonna say this one thing. I don't want Kevin to change his creativity. I just want him to continue to keep a big presence of a physical style in his offense, especially in the bigger games. If you look across the NFL, the team that usually run the ball the most in big games, run the ball the best in big games, win 70 to 75% of the big contests.
Yeah. Common sense to me, Coach. I'm serious.
Just common sense.
It's just really common sense. On a more detailed thing, you said you'd rather have it done in the big games. That's 100% true. But let's start at point A. Can we get that type of detail in the red zone? Can we do that? You know what I'm saying? Can we get physical in the red zone? Lord have mercy.
The red zone, if you can't run the ball in the red zone, once you get inside the 10, you got the red and you got the redder zone when you get inside the 10-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't run the ball inside the 10-yard line,
you're going to lose.
If you watch Tom Brady, Tom Brady don't throw many touchdowns between the 10-yard. Every team he's been on, they run the ball down there because it's harder to throw the ball at that time. So if you don't have a physical presence down there, you are at the beck and call of the defense. Yeah. If they don't feel that you can run it, they got the end zone, they got the short field, they gonna squeeze you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all. And he got an offensive line to do it. I beg the difference when we talk about this offensive line can be great.
Yeah.
It's not as good as the offensive line before in 2016. I think it can be if you utilize them the right way.
If you let them go forward. My goodness. Let them go forward.
Play action pass you to death.
Exactly. Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you, man.
All right, Dr. B. Show.
Thank you. It sounds so simple to us, y'all. The more you keep listening, when you listen to Terry, when you listen to Coach Mar, when you listen to myself, we had West Coast on tonight. When you listen to West Coast, we're all saying the same thing, but here's the thing. We've been saying it for, good Lord. How many seasons do we got to keep begging for Kellen Moore to do what need to be done? The truth of the matter is this, okay? Tyron Smith, at this point in his career, is better going forward in run blocking than he is going backwards in pass blocking. Facts. We don't know about Tyler Smith yet. He's probably gonna be our left guard. He's a rookie, so the book is still open on him. Tyler Biadasz is better at this point in his young career, but it's obvious it's better that he meets the nose guard at the point of attack by going forward rather than him pass blocking. I think that's a fact. Zach Martin, he's just good either way. Terrence Steele is proven to be good either way as well. However, if you watch film on Terrence Smith, on Steele, Steele, you'll notice that he's better actually at mauling people, running the ball, than he is at pass block. So the coach, I don't care what sport you play. The coach's job is the same. Put your players in the best positions to win. I don't care what sport you're playing. The coach's job is the same. I'm telling y'all, this is what Kellen Moore hadn't done. The best position for them to win is them to go forward, run blocking. Hadn't done it. Primarily has not done it. A lot of y'all like to talk about them 6 weeks from last year. Okay, we played 18 weeks. Y'all talking about 6 weeks. Sound a little unbalanced to me, don't it? Y'all, yeah, we clowned them. Yeah, we ran the ball 6 weeks. Yeah, okay. But you played 17, 18 weeks. What happened for the other 12? I'm just saying. Okay. All right, I'm done because I'm tired. It's been a long day. I will be on tomorrow evening with West Coast. I guess I'm going to be tired tomorrow because he lives in California. And so I'm operating off his time. So if it's 8 o'clock in California, it's 10 o'clock in Memphis, which is where I am. So Y'all pray for y'all pray for my strength in the Lord, please. Pray that I don't fall asleep while I'm home with him tomorrow night. I'm just kidding. We'll be with West Coast tomorrow night. Hopefully, hopefully West Coast will do some type of flyer or something. But if not, just turn on the notifications with me now. If you haven't turned on the notifications, turn it on. I will. Okay. Oh, what's this right here? Shane says, Bishop, you're placing blame on Kellen Moore, but McCarthy is the supposed head coach, so I think it falls on him. Well, he'll be the first Shane to get the axe. He'll be the first one to get the axe, but we watch the TV. Mike McCarthy does not have control over the defense at all. That's Dan Quinn territory. He does not have control over the special teams, other than saying, let's do a fake punt or let's go try to block the kick. But as far as teaching the special teams, that's Bones. His best attribute was that he was a play caller. He never got a chance to even install that because it was Kellen Moore's offense. And it was Coach McCarthy that said that the one that installs the plays for the game plan is the one that will call the plays. So based off that, that tells you that Coach McCarthy actually don't have nothing to do with absolutely nothing. He's just a figurehead. These headphones that I got on that you see me now, that's all he does. He ain't making no calls. If y'all notice, if you ever seen him, he ain't calling no plays on the sideline. It's Kellen Moore that's calling. He don't have no power. He didn't have power in the interview. They gave him everything he wanted except one thing. They said you can hire your whole coaching staff except your offensive coordinator. We already got him. That's Kellen Moore. No. You can get your own special team. You can get your own defensive coordinator. You can get all your position coaches. You can do all that. You're just not going to touch the offensive coordinator. So it eliminated his best attribute walking into the door. He was a play caller. Super Bowl winning offensive play caller / head coach. He won the Super Bowl by calling plays. They took it from him. But he gonna pay the price if Kellen Moore don't have it right. He's gonna pay the price. He's gonna be the first one. So I agree with you on that when you say that is a problem. He has no power. So he'll be the first one to get the axe. But we all know what's going on. All right. Again, thanks, Shane, for the comment. Great comment. Tomorrow, I'll be with West Coast. Turn on y'all notification for those that can stay up. You understand? Y'all come on, hang with me on tomorrow night if you can. As the big time show invades West Coast Cowboy territory one more time. Where two become one. It's like I ain't big as West Coast. He's a giant in the game. But I appreciate his confidence and him listening to little old me. And hopefully I can add to what his show is about, and we'll see exactly when I'm gonna get him to come on mine, and we're gonna rock it out over here. All right. So I appreciate you guys. Listen, there's on the ticker there, you see all the ways that you can help out in the podcast, if you will. From Cash App, you see it there, $ the Big Time Show. You can follow me at Twitter at Big Time Lou. My YouTube page, which you ought to join, is the Big Time Show. The subscription is the Big Time Show 3.supercast.com. If you're on Podbean, you just hit that red reward bag there and make a decision on how you want to contribute monthly to the show. Same thing with the Big Time Show 3.supercast.com. That is a way that you can contribute monthly, whether it's $1, $2, $5, whatever. That is the way that you can do it there. All right. So I'm done tonight. I will see you on tomorrow evening. I believe it's gonna be around 8 o'clock Memphis time, 8 o'clock Central. I'll be hanging with West Coast on tomorrow night. And forgive me for not knowing his cousin's name. I'm sorry about that, but be hanging with him as well. He's definitely a good podcaster within his own right. We're just gonna talk ball, y'all. We're just gonna talk ball, more ball as we get closer and closer to Tampa Bay. Mr. Brady coming to the house. We got and be honest with y'all. Let me throw this in. Did y'all see that Tom Brady lost another offensive lineman? I mean, he done lost 2 guards, his center, and I think he lost a backup. I mean, good God. I mean, isn't it obvious what we got to do against Tampa? I mean, I'm already telling you. I already see that. If we don't hit Brady like he lost, Tom Brady need to get hit week 1 like he is 45 years old. I mean, for real. He has backup linemen everywhere. There's no reason why we shouldn't dominate defensively. I'm just gonna leave it there, let it alone, and I'll holler at y'all tomorrow. Now, y'all know how we leave here. You know what time it is. And for those that are just hung with me for a minute, come on, let's leave out of here together. Go ahead and put your hands together real quick, y'all. Real quick. Thanks for hanging with me. So we're gonna go ahead and turn this little background music off and let the real music play. Y'all know what time it is. See y'all tomorrow night. This is, ladies and gentlemen, the one and the only. Appreciate all those that called in. For the one and only, y'all, put your hands together. Do something. Put them together. This is the Big Time Show. Y'all might as well clap. I don't know who you are on Podbean, Brunel, Swavinson. I don't know where you're listening from, but since you here, you might as well clap your hands too. Come on. Woo! I don't see you clapping, Brunel. Maybe you dancing. I don't know. Come on. Yeah. Brunel, I think you like because you ain't left. So you just stay right there. Because I'm going to get one clap out of you. I got to. I got to get it out of you. I got to get it out of you. I got to get it out of you. Don't let me down, Brunel. You may never listen to me again. Just indulge me. If you ain't gonna put the clap emojis up, just type it out. Clap. Woo! Brunel, I can't. You just hanging around. I'm looking at you. I see you. Come on. Just indulge me. Join in with Miss Ty right there. Come on. Join in on the party. You'll make my night if you just clap. Maybe she's still awake. I'm enjoying myself right now. Can I just can you do it, please? Feel it right here. Feel it right here. I mean, maybe it's because I'm pronouncing the name wrong. Maybe that's what it is. Let me widen the screen out just a little bit. Maybe that's what it is. Gunnell. Come on, Gunnell. I wish somebody would just encourage Gunnell on me. Come on, Gunnell. You just listening. Come on, Gunnell. Woo! I know you like it because you steadily here. I know you like to hear this. Come on. This guy, I think I better stop. Yeah, just one clap. Come on, one clap. Come on. Come on, Mr. Man. Just one. Is that one? Gunnell, I can't do it. Maybe that, I promise you I'll let it go, Gunnell. If you just come on. Come on, talk to me. Come on, sing. Come on. You know, you may not like football, you know, but it's obvious you like music. That's what's keeping me here. I can feel it. Woo! Is there one clap? Just one. Come on, the crowd cheering for you. Gunnell, come on now. I know you're laughing. Yeah, is that one? Do it right now, Gunnell. While the blood is running warm in your veins. Oh yeah, I didn't know when the foolishness was gonna come out. But I'm here. I know everybody's listening to this. I can't let it go. I'm sorry. Gunnell, you know, I don't know what the problem is, but you know. But I appreciate you hanging around. I'm gonna do this one last time. This last time we're gonna do this. I'm just gonna let you vibe. Maybe your eyes closed and you're grooving right now. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you got, I don't know, maybe you dance a little bit. You ain't got time to type the clap because you're clapping live. It's good for me to dream. I'm just acting like this stuff it's just mesmerizing. It is. This is. Woo! Big time, too. All right, Gunnell, we tried. All right, we appreciate you, man. Thank you. Hey, follow me, Gunnell. You'll hear this music again. Until next time, we out.